Hello. Burning the midnight oil, aren't we? Well, I hope you guys had an awesome Memorial Day weekend. Am I the only one who stays up a little later because it's the only time you can get any time to yourself? Yeah. So, cheers to that. Okay, it would make me feel better if I just jumped on here to tell you what I wanted to tell you about, which is considerations to pull you out of a funk. Because last week I was in the worst funk of funks. Have you ever had like a project that you took on that you really just couldn't handle on your plate, so everything else on that plate suffered? That was me last week. And I realized what my problem was. I was out of all my habits because I was spending all of my extra few moments working on this extra project I had to get done by a deadline. So I ate, slept, and breathed by that. So I really just put myself on the back burner, and I really suffered. So I was kind of thinking about that, reflecting on it a little bit, and I thought, well, what better way to make myself accountable than to share some habit forming strategies with you? Because the anatomy of a habit is about the same. You can almost brainstorm or re-engineer any problem you have and brainstorm your way out of any unhappy predicament if you create a new habit. So let's just kind of talk about the anatomy of a habit. First, you have your environment or your reminder of the habit. So, really simply, maybe that's walking into the bathroom, seeing your toothbrush on the counter. So that would be an environment or trigger. Another one I use a lot is where I exercise. If my children's toys are all over, that kind of messes up my environment and really kind of sabotages my whole thing. So if you have some kind of environment or reminder type thing, other people like lay their clothes out for certain events. That's kind of like a reminder or an environment aspect. So that's the reminder part. And then there is the action portion of it. So to do the action, that is the actual routine. But before you can do the action, you have to think about like what my reward is going to be or what my trigger is going to be. So that the reward is like what prompts that feeling of instant gratification. So, when you're brushing your teeth, clean breath is maybe the reward for instant gratification. I know that one's super simple, but most of us have that habit, right? So the other one, like I eat breakfast in the morning because I would not want to be hungry. So my gratification is not being hungry, being satisfied. Another one, like going back to exercise again, the endorphins that you let off after exercise are a reward to that. And so I was listening to a podcast about habit forming, and one of the things mentioned was that a lot of people don't achieve weight loss if they only exercise for weight loss, because that's not something they can really internalize exactly. They really need to kind of think of what that instant, because that's not going to be instant. They need that instant reward, and so that endorphin release kind of works for that instant reward. Another one I have is like if you just walked in your door all the time and threw your coat on the floor, what kind of environment would that put you in? It would put you in kind of a state of stress potentially, to have that going on. So maybe your instant gratification for hanging that coat up is when you walk in the door or you walk back out into your area where your coats are, you feel just better because things are where they should be. So that is kind of the instant gratification of that habit. That would make you want to do that habit. So you have your environment or your reminder that you create. You have the reward aspect, or what's going to prompt you to really want to do that. Like, what is the gratification that I get from that reward? And then the last thing is the action you have to do to get those things. So, and if you complete those things often enough, you will create a routine. And they say that, they used to say that it took 21 days to create a routine, and now apparently you can do this in about 7 days. So below this video, I want you to comment and tell me about a new habit or I wanted you to tell me if you've ever had to re-engineer a habit, or if there's like a new habit you want to create to try to improve some aspect of your life. And then later this week, I want to tell you about a few just really tiny habits I included in my life that have really made my days amazing when I do them. And when I don't do them, total funk down. So And then there's a couple offers I want to give you because sometimes we all need accountability. And so this week I'm doing a free little like text message accountability aspect. So for people who opt into that, I'm just using like an online text reminder service and sending you some morning motivation, because I think that mornings, even though we're burning the midnight oil tonight, I think mornings are when I get my best work done, and that is the time when I fill my cup and accomplish the things I want to accomplish for the day. So if that's something that interests you, just send me a private message. Okay, so that runs from June 1st through the 5th, that little thing. And then the second thing is that every month I run a longer, usually 21 to 30 day health and fitness accountability group. And that one you have to have a little more of a commitment or a plan to actually get some action or some traction on. So you can, if you're interested in something like that, that one starts June 6th. So you can message me for more of that info. So that's it for today. I can't wait to come back and tell you my favorite new habits from this week. Make sure you comment below about if you've had to re-engineer any habits, or if there's some that you think that starting would kind of make your life better. So, in other news, how do you like the shelves that I built a couple months ago? So, this is my office, and I'm looking forward to showing you some other areas of the house. We're getting out of the kitchen today. So the reason we had this little habit forming conversation is because my page is not only about health and recipes, it's about happiness. And what's the point of your health if you don't have happiness, right? So we're going to talk about anything that's going to lead to happiness here as well. So I'll see you guys later this week. Hello, Christine. All right, I'll see you guys later this week. Bye-bye.